Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I'm catching a late dinner while I'm trying to do this. So, how's everybody doing? Hello, and welcome. And we're going to do live on TikTok again too today because we had the issue with the email not going out. And I apologize to everybody who was waiting for the email for this. I'm using a new system. It's called Kajabi. It's supposed to help me manage emails better. And apparently I'm not really good at this. I'm trying. I actually have somebody we're going to meet with on Thursday that's going to try to help us fix the issue. But until then, we'll just go live on TikTok and with Zoom as well. And so that way, as many people who want to can participate, because I think it's vastly more important to bring this class to everyone that wants to participate versus just people who got lucky and signed up. So I apologize for eating some fries, and I'm probably going to eat as we go through because I haven't eaten yet today and I had a call that ran late. So if you guys are not signed up, or if you're on Zoom and you don't know what we're doing tonight, this is spiritual healing for migraines. And we're going to talk about the emotional and energetic connections that create migraines within our body, because I don't know about you guys, but migraines kind of suck a lot. And they're not my favorite thing. And I know I've experienced them, and they have ruined my day more than once. And for me, when I get a migraine, it knocks me out, not just for the day, but for like ever. Not forever, but usually I spend like 4 days recovering. And it is just the worst thing in the world. Oh my gosh. So someone on TikTok said, I had an MRI last week. I was so scared a few times. I actually thought of you to calm down. Oh, that is so sweet. I love that. And Laura, let's see, she said she has problems with hearing. So just make sure that you're connected with your sound. Those of you that are popping in on Zoom, and make sure, unless I call on you, that we are muted. So today, guys, is spiritual healing for migraines. And I am eating sweet potato fries for dinner. Happy Monday. It's one of those days. I'm going with my cycle right now. And so it's been a little bit intense. All right, so
Okay, first we make coffee.
make sure we're muted.
Oh,
In. Oh, I hear a little cutie. Let's see. So yeah, we'll make sure we're muted if you're coming in. All right. So let's rock and roll with this. So happy Monday to everybody. And so if you're just joining on TikTok, again, this is spiritual healing for migraines, and we are going to focus on the energetic and spiritual causes of migraines, which can actually get kind of complex, guys, because migraines have many different sources of so let's see, sorry, we're just going to mute. So if you guys are coming in on Zoom, let's make sure we're muting and admitting everybody here. So there's a lot of different causes for these things, and we need to make sure that one, we're looking at the cause, because the source of your migraines is going to really affect how we heal them in the long run, right? So if your source of your migraines is hormonal, we're going to focus more on the emotions and energy connected with hormones. And I know all about hormones today. They've been making my day fun. If they're connected with food allergies, we are going to focus on healing food allergies, right? If they're connected with, like my sister was a cheerleader and she was dropped on her head during a cheerleading routine. It was literally something where it was a physical injury that was the source of her migraines. And so we really, really need to make sure that we understand the source, because when we understand the source, that helps us understand where we can take our healing. So we're going to talk about migraines in general, and we're going to talk about some things you can do to help heal them in general. But I really want to make sure that you guys know that we're going to go to the source of healing, because allopathic medicine, and I'm not a doctor, guys, but I can tell you that the focus of medicine right now is really focused on just masking symptoms. Take a pill, make your pain go away, right? And while that can work, if we don't know the source of a migraine, how are we ever going to heal it, right? And so, for instance, my son Christian, which if he was here, I'd make him come in because he likes talking to people. He gets migraines that are connected to food allergies. And so if he eats something he's allergic to, what happens? He gets a massive, massive migraine. And so that's his migraine. When I was getting migraines, mine were connected to hormonal changes and my thyroid being out of whack. So you can see that we both had the same thing that happened, which was a migraine, but the migraines caused was totally different. So I want you guys to keep that in mind as we go through the class, because there's going to be layers of healing connected to this. Does he have mast cell activation disorder? Yes, we do believe he might, because he has food allergies and they literally change every year or so. And so we're really working on that. Luckily, my dad's a naturopath and my husband's in naturopathic medical school, so we have lots of support for that. So headaches in general, they're going to speak of being stressed, overtired, over serious, having just way too much going on in our life. Our body feels out of control, overwhelmed, frustrated, and ready to break. And we overthink focusing on this. And we kind of get into this mood where like, I need to be in control. Or we give in to life's pressures and we become way too serious. And pardon me, we focus in on perfectionism, making sure that everything is perfect, everyone is perfect. And so really looking at this, we'll probably touch a little bit on dizziness, because dizziness is connected with my migraines. Sorry guys, now I gotta fry down the wrong part of my throat here. So when we hold on to these negative emotions for way too long, they're going to start manifesting as a symptom, which is the migraines. The migraine is basically saying, hey, we're holding on to something way too long and we need to heal it. They also manifest in other symptoms as well. And those things like stress and things can manifest in a lot of other illnesses. So it's kind of, like I said, migraines are this complicated thing. And so someone says, still living in black and white. Yep, that is really what it is. We're living in like this or that, black or white. And somebody on our live Zoom says they had migraine for 3 weeks after acupuncture for emotional release. And so, yes, that can trigger. And so if you have something like that happen, please go back to your practitioner so they can shift the energy. Because basically it's saying that you've released way too much energy, more than you can handle. And so migraines really show that we are ignoring our own needs in exchange for putting everyone else before us, that we are in conflict with ourselves as well as others, which can lead us to be annoyed or angry with people. And migraines can even reflect as a self-punishment, that we are holding on to extreme guilt or extreme anxiety about something or someone. And like I said, there can be other health connections connected with these. We touched about this when we first started. It can be connected with the hormonal imbalances, food allergies, sensitivities, emotional or physical traumas, medications, environmental or chemical factors. So there's a lot of different factors. So when you're getting migraines, the big key here, guys, is, okay, we're going to check on the emotional connections for sure, but really look at like, what is the source, the original source of where these migraines are coming? Because the migraines are symptoms of something else happening, something bigger within you. So if it's from a trauma, meditation and emotional release, acupuncture, like somebody on Zoom talked about, they had acupuncture, is going to be amazing. And that's really going to help. So make sure that we're looking at those emotional connections and healing the traumas that are within you. Now, in some cases, you really need to look at like, okay, what is my life like? What is my living situation like? What is my job like? And is this a source of my migraines? Because, you know, if you're working a job and you're coming home every day with a migraine, that's no bueno, guys. That is like más no bueno. You need to like really reevaluate that job, because you don't want to be working jobs that are affecting your health. And this is one of the things that actually I came to realization with. My dad is a naturopathic doctor, and we were having a conversation, and he told me, he goes, so many of my clients, they're in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and they come to me after spending their whole lives working these jobs that they hate so they can retire and relax. And then they spend their whole retirement trying to get their health back that they lost with this job that they hate, right? And so that seems a bit counterproductive. Don't you guys think that, you know, we do things that harm ourselves in order to get ourselves further in life? And I get it, guys. I have 7 kids and we have to work. We have to support our family, but we can find other ways that are in alignment with us spiritually and physically. And maybe you're not making as much money, or maybe you have to move or things like this. But remember that your spiritual well-being is vastly more important than that new car, that new boat, or that new house that you've been thinking of buying, or that big TV. And so really check that with yourself. Sometimes it's living situations. Sometimes it's the people that are around us that we're living with that are stressing us out. And really evaluate your relationships and ask yourself, like, do I need to separate myself from a relationship that is not beneficial to me? A friend, and you know, this could be anything from, you know, a marriage to a friendship, to a neighbor taking advantage of you and stressing you out. Really look at like, where are my sources of stress, guys? One thing that in negative energy, yes, absolutely. Migraines show that we're picking up negative energy. And if you're working like in a toxic work environment, that's evidence that you're picking up negative energy, because guys, that saying that you become like the 5 most people that you spend your time around is absolutely true. You're literally going to pick up their energy and bring that with you. And if you're working with negative and toxic people, guess what's going to happen? You're going to pick up negative and toxic. And is it as simple as that? Abso-freaking-lutely. Nicole on Zoom said, I just said that tonight. Maybe it might be time to move to a new place. Absolutely. Trust your intuition. Trust what you're feeling. Really, really trust yourself, because here's the thing, guys, this world is a little hairy and a little dark right now. And if you can trust your intuition and listen to your inner guidance system, it's going to lead you to healing. It's going to lead you to the health and balance that you need. And sometimes those things are not easy. Like, I was in a business partnership that did not serve me emotionally or physically. And my blood pressure started going up. I was very stressed. My health was being damaged. And my doctor goes, she goes, I don't want to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this anyways. You need to leave this business partnership. It is not good for you. And she's like, I'm not going to make that decision for you, but you really should consider it. And it took me nearly 6 months because I wanted this person to change, and I wanted the relationship to work, and I wanted things to work. And this person was not willing to accept my boundaries and push me beyond what I could handle. And so I finally had to walk away, and I just had to say, hey, I'm done. I literally completely signed ownership away of a company that I probably could have gotten a lot of money for, but my health was more important. And yes, it was hard. And yes, it was painful, that I really, really just walked away. So somebody, Brooke asked, can you see your own unhealthy sources or just others? Yes, but I will say that often when we are the picture, it's hard to see the frame that we're in, right? And so really keeping in mind that, you know, even myself, I will sometimes struggle with listening to my own intuition. I will sometimes struggle with listening to my own guidance. I'm not perfect, guys. I am in the space of learning too. And Brittany asked on Zoom, she said, what if you can't control the situation that's causing your migraines? And so that's a very, very, very good question. So sometimes we cannot control the situations, but what we can control is our reaction, right? So we can't control what, but we can control how we react, and what we do and what we say, and the boundaries that we make. And so like with that business partnership, I would make boundaries and this person would run them over. And so I would say, hey, these are my boundaries. If you don't listen to my boundaries, and there were times that I would walk away from stuff. I love my father dearly, but my father can have some very toxic moments where our conversations go south and he gets very dramatic. And I would get on the phone with him and I would get done and I was upset and I was crying and I'd have headaches. And my husband's like, you can't keep having these kind of conversations. And so I set boundaries with my dad and I said, hey, Dad, I'm not available for these conversations anymore. They're stressful to me. They're not productive. And every time I talk to you, I end up crying when I'm done. And so I said, I can't do this anymore. So let's just talk about fun, happy things or whatever. Let's not talk about the drama or the family stuff. I just want to have a good conversation with you. And anytime he would start in on those conversations with me, I would say, Daddy, I love you too much to argue. I cannot have these conversations right now, but call me back when we have a great conversation. Click, and I'd hang up on him, right? Because like, I'm not going to get rid of my dad, but I can control how I react and what I listen to. And so that's a great example. Another great example of how to control your situation. So believe it or not, guys, I used to be a little bit of a like Karen type. Yeah, in my unhealed version, I was a little intense. And my husband, I would drive him crazy. Like I was just like, do it my way or the highway, right? And so there was times where he would just say, I'm leaving and I'm going to go on a walk. And he would just walk away and leave. And so there are things in those situations that we can control. And for him, it was like, I'm just going to go on a walk until you can calm down and be nice and sweet. And so we have this saying in our family and we say, I love you too much to argue. I'd be happy to talk to you, but please come back when you can be nice and sweet, you know? And so that is what we would do. We would just, I love you too much to argue. And we'd say that phrase to recognize to people, hey, I love you, but I'm not participating in your chaos. I am not allowing your chaos to affect me or my life. And so we're going to walk away. So you may not be able to always control the situation, but you can control how you react. And if you're going to stay in that situation. You know, and you know, this Brooke on TikTok says that she has chronic illness, and I get it. Like chronic illness, actually, for me, what was really making me imbalanced was I had a thyroid disorder and a hereditary adrenal disorder that were really affecting me, and it was affecting my moods, and I didn't understand that. So once I started healing, and this is another thing, like what I said with the migraines, guys, once I started healing the physical me, the spiritual and emotional me went with it. And so, you know, it's a balance, you know, and I always tell people there's three things that are going to happen as you start healing. One, people are going to go like my dad. Eventually he started respecting my boundaries and he stopped bringing the drama in, right? Okay, no more drama. Or two, like my mom, I set my boundaries and she disappeared. I haven't seen her in 4 years. Or three, like my business partner, they're going to keep railroading your boundaries till you get to the point where you're like, I got to walk away. I got to burn the bridge. And those three things are usually what's going to happen. So they're going to grow with you, grow away from you, or you're going to have to put your foot down and burn the bridge, you know? And people, you know, a lot of times we say like, I can't do anything. I don't have control, but really you have complete control. It's just sometimes it's really hard to take control. Like when I left my business partnership, that was very, 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 very hard. And someone on TikTok says, do you think it's okay to walk away from my mom? If your mom is toxic, yes. And what I say is when we walk away from people, I say, you know, we leave the door open that if they heal and they're no longer toxic and destructive to us, that they can come back in, right? I don't think that with parents, we should ever completely shut the door. But honestly, guys, you know, that saying that blood is thicker than water, there's actually not the full saying. And I'm horrible at quoting, but really what it's saying is that friendships and the bonds that you form are much more strong sometimes than the relationships that we are born with. And so don't be afraid to do like what I did to my parents and say, I love you too much to argue. And I'm going to set my boundaries. And unfortunately, family is toxic sometimes, like, you know, and it sucks. But if you guys have toxic family, I'm going to tell you, go to my website under freebies. I recommend this all the time, forgiveness work. There's a Ho'oponopono exercise. It's the only thing there. It's free. You just click the PDF. It automatically downloads to your computer. And what it is it's said that it comes from the Hawaiian tribal medicine men. And they teach, I love you, I forgive you, I'm sorry, and thank you. And do this exercise with anybody that you need to release, sending them love and forgiveness, appreciation for being a part of your life and your journey, and sending them off with gratitude, saying, you know, I appreciate that you are with my life. You know, I appreciate that you are part of my life. And so segueing just a sec, because I feel this is a very important comment that just came up on TikTok, guys. It's not migraine related. Somebody asked, how do you say goodbye to a dying parent? And so it's always really hard to say goodbye, right? But I do know one thing, guys, that goodbyes are never forever, and that our bonds with our family are eternal and constant. And so even though we might have to say, hey, you being in my life right now is destructive and toxic, that we can set the boundaries that we can eventually connect or reconnect. If we're just saying goodbye to a parent that's passing and they're not toxic, you know, my advice is just, when I knew my grandma was passing, I spent as much time with her as I could. I asked her stories. I recorded her voice. I have videos of my grandma. If I wasn't on my phone right now, I'd show you guys the videos of my grandma. I remember the last time we went and we kissed her goodbye and we hugged her, and it was beautiful. We created beautiful memories of that, and so create beautiful memories, forgive and love and heal. So moving back into the migraines and how to heal the migraines. If you feel that your migraines might be triggered by a food, try keeping a food journal. And for 30 days, write down everything you eat and say, okay, what is triggering my migraines? What have I eaten in the past? What have I eaten in the past, like, few days that may have been triggering my migraines? And you will probably find within 24 to 48 hours, you have eaten something that can trigger. Autoimmune protocol can help. Yes, absolutely. And remember, guys, not every diet is right for every person. So I prefer to eat vegan. I eat whole foods, plant-based, but often I have clients that paleo is better. And so really just this helps you understand, if you keep that food journal, it helps you understand what's going on that's triggering those migraines, you know? And write, you can write other things down, like, you know, is there a specific light? Look around in your environment. Is there mold? Is there cell phone towers? Are you near an airport? Those things can trigger migraines. Do you use your cell phone too much? Do you sleep with your cell phone by your head? Those will trigger migraines as well. And so making sure that we are like, okay, what's the trigger? What's the trigger? Because like I said, guys, we can heal the migraines, alleviate the pain and the symptoms, but really we want to know, where is this connected? Because a migraine is a message that something else is going on with the body, that there's something deeper that needs to be healed within you, right? So really looking at, like, what is the deeper source of your migraine? You know, the way that we live our life can directly affect our health. Like I said about the working the healthy in unhealthy conditions, the food, you know, if we drink, we smoke. And I'm not judging all if you do, because I used to drink and smoke. You know, I used to watch scary movies and listen to disruptive music. And you would be surprised that even things like that, if you're spiritually sensitive, can affect you. Even watching the news can trigger an emotional response, and poof, here comes a migraine. It's very, very rare that someone with migraines does not have some sort of stress or some sort of emotional connection happening in their life. And it's really rare that there's not some sort of like outside interference or other imbalance that's happening. Now, I do want to touch on another cause of migraines, guys. Spiritual awakenings. When I was going through my spiritual awakening, I would get massive, massive migraines in the back of my head here. And so if your migraine is kind of in the back, nape of your neck, it's telling you there's some energetic congestions, spiritual awakening, and spiritual messages coming through. And so pay attention. You know, if you can't find another symptom, if you've gone to doctors and they're like, everything's okay, it may be connected to a spiritual awakening. It may be connected to spiritual downloads that are coming through. And those are kind of uncomfortable. So make sure that once you've exhausted checking, you know, making sure you don't have a brain tumor and all those things with your doctors, that maybe this is a spiritual awakening or a spiritual thing. And, you know, somebody on TikTok brought up a great point, that I'm an empath and I soak up energy around yourself. That's another thing. If you're an empath, that may be you picking up stuff as well. And so really be, ask yourself, you know, you can ask your body. If you guys don't know about muscle testing, does everybody know about muscle testing? Because I feel like if knowing your yes and your no really helps. Oh, and somebody on Zoom actually had a great comment. I had a migraine since I watched the show Them, and it's been a week, so that makes sense. And then Brittany says that show messed me up too. Yes. And so I rarely watch TV anymore. I rarely even watch the news, because I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm going to let you into a little secret, that a lot of the media out there is controlled. A lot of it is used to elicit emotional responses and disruption and addiction within you. And so this is going to cause spiritual disruption. And for someone who just said that they weren't getting the emails, yes, we are aware that the emails did not go out. There was an issue with Kajabi, but we also think there was an issue on our side too. We're not sure exactly. I sent a support request that I have somebody I'm meeting with on Thursday. So we'll make sure to do these things live just so everybody can participate from there. Hopefully that helps with that. So someone says, yeah, and any type of emotional response will trigger me too. Yeah, I have people all the time that are like, oh, have you ever seen this show? And I'm like, no. Like, I mean, last night we sat down and watched Cutthroat Kitchen. I mean, that's like that, and like Disney cartoons is about as much as I watch, guys. And so let's talk about muscle testing, because so you can know your yes or your no, so you can talk to your body. So muscle testing, or kinesiology, is about learning and understanding your body's responses and getting a clear answer of what is true and what is false within you. And so this was particularly helpful for me, because when my anxiety and depression was really getting me, when I was trying to get my thyroid stuff under control, I was able to ask myself, is this true? Is this not? Is this something I need to be concerned about, or is this not? And so what muscle testing is, there's a couple ways you can do it. So the first way I was taught was to hold your fingers together like this. And this is going to look kind of weird, guys, just FYI. You can cue the 13-year-old teenager giggling right now, because this is going to just look retarded, or pardon me for that word. Gosh, I grew up in the 80s, guys. That word sometimes comes out. We used it all the time, and I know it's inappropriate. I apologize. Like this, like your finger. Like I said, look silly. What you're going to do is test the strength, the muscle strength. So show you how this works. My hair is blonde. See how that's strong and I cannot break through my fingers? All right. My hair is purple. See how that breaks through? I can push through. My hair is blonde. Again, I can't break through. My hair is purple. Breaks through, right? So keeping that's kind of like your yes and your no. So yes is strength, doesn't break. No is breaking through. So my name is Stacey. Oh, my name is Stacey. There we go. And my name is Bob, you know. So practice makes perfect. I actually don't use this method very much. It's a little bit too tedious for me. And so does dominant or non-dominant hand work matter? No. I would probably try, this is my non-dominant, this is my left hand, and then this is my dominant. So I'd probably say non-dominant and test just like that, but you can do, let me see, my name is Stacey. Yeah, it works on either side. but I'm using my dominant. So thank you guys for the 1984 comments. Yeah, I try, the stuff we used. And here's the thing, guys, I'm autistic. So once something's stuck in my brain, it stays. And it's like if somebody changes their name and they get married, you're forever your maiden name. I'm sorry, I will never remember your married name because my brain doesn't work that way. So Merry Christmas with that, and I had a friend who actually got a sex change, and I was like, I love you. I'm going to really try, but please don't hate me that I can't remember all the time. And so we're just pressing firmly. You're not going to go really hard, but it's firm, So I'm going to do it again. Finger in the hole. Like I said, it looks highly inappropriate. And then you're just moving your finger to the side. So moving. So no goes, breaks through. Yes, stops, right? So that's one way to do it. So and you're there. No stops. Or I'm sorry, yes, stops. No breaks through. So I'm just kind of letting my finger through, right? So that's a great way to learn. The one that I use is the sway method. So you can stand while you're doing this, or I'm going to sit because I have a very cluttered space. I'm not going to stand up. But really what it is finding your yes and your no in the way your body sways. So for me, swaying forward is yes, swaying backward is no, right? And so I'll be like, my name is Stacey, and you can see kind of my body will pull forward. My name is Bob, and my body pulls back. And I actually, if you guys have had a client session with me, this is kind of the method I use to test through stuff. So I'll feel something and I'll be like, is this yes, is this no, is this true, is this false? And it leads me down a path of understanding what's going on with the clients. And so you can stand up and say yes, no, and that will help you test your yes and your no, giving you a better understanding. So, and that's just really swaying forward or swaying back. Now, some people sway side to side. That could be your yes or no too. But really what it is the same process, of saying your name, and that's your yes, saying a name that isn't yours. My name is Bob, that's my no. Or you could be like, my hair is blonde, yes, my hair is purple, no. Whatever it's basically truth and fiction. And as you get better about this, then you can ask your body, is this true? Is this something I need to be worried about? No. Okay. Is this mine? Yes. Okay. And if you know it's mine, then you're like, okay, you can heal. And so this is a lot. I do this a lot, like, especially when I'm out in public, guys, where I pick up other people's shit and their emotions or pain. And I have to ask, is this mine or is this someone else's? So like right now I'm on my cycle and I have really heavy bleeding, but I've had a lot of clients that I've worked out with this. And so I have to ask, is this heavy bleeding mine? And my body's like, no, this is me picking up someone else's energy. So I've literally picked this up from other people that I've done this on. And so hopefully that helps. So I can kind of basically say yes and no. And so it's really just about testing through. Brooke asks, I have a page full of health issues. How do we find the root cause? It is just literally, honestly, this is one of the things I do in my readings. And I go back and I ask the body, I'm like, where is the root cause? Where's the source of your illness? Where is the source? Because there's always going to be an original source. And honestly, it can start all the way back to childhood. Someone asked, do I wear crystals? Normally, yes. I don't have any on today, which is part of my problem because I keep forgetting. Normally, I will wear a smoky quartz to help protect my energy. I usually wear, you guys will notice I wear a lot of turquoise, and that's helping heal my throat chakra. I usually have like my wedding ring that I didn't put on this morning because my fingers were swollen because of my period. I have a white buffalo turquoise that I wear a lot. Those are usually the ones that I wear often. If you want a great one to protect your energy, this one's not as pretty. This is called kyanite. It's gently protective, and it also like recenters and rebalances your chakras. Like I can literally put it on my chest and I just feel everything within me kind of whoop and like straight. Turquoise, yes, for throat chakra. Usually they say any blue crystal is good for throat chakra. I prefer turquoise. I live in Arizona, and we're actually friends with the guy that owns the Kingman turquoise mine. So I get a lot of turquoise from him for free. In fact, this is the last piece he gave me, which is this big, massive piece. I want to get made into like a necklace or something. But yeah, he gives me chunks of turquoise. So I get a lot of that, or I support local native artists from the Hopi and Navajo and Zuni tribes. We buy a lot of turquoise from them as well. And I like it because I like locally sourced things. So that's why I prefer those crystals. Okay, so testing your yes and your no can help you find the source, and just asking, is this migraine connected to food? No. Is this migraine connected to hormones? Yes. And then okay, if it's connected to hormones, then we can find the sources and find those things, right? So I'm going to teach you guys a few techniques to help shift migraines. And so if you haven't seen my TikTok video on migraines, go watch it. It's a really short one, but I'm going to kind of go into depth more on those techniques, as well as some other techniques to kind of shift the energy of your migraines. Because honestly, if you can't think and focus and your migraines are getting the best of you, then it's going to be hard to get to the source and healing stuff, right? And so really what we're going to look at is some techniques. So I'm going to show you the most simple technique and this is more when I have a headache. I'm going to take my glasses up here. And so there's this pressure point. And if you have nails like me, just be careful not to jab your eyebrow or eyeball. But really it's like right in here. And you're going to feel almost like a little bump. It's like right above your tear duct. Now, keep in mind there's a vein back there and you probably don't want to hold this too long, but you can press inside here. And my eyes look all crazy. You press inside here and just hold it for 10-15 seconds. And then release. And then we're going to do the same thing and press on your temples. And just feel the tension release. And then you can press up here in the corners of your eyebrows. And then release. And then we're going to go back to the base of your neck. And it's going to be hard for me to show you guys, but find the base where your skull and your neck connect. And then you can kind of find it if you do. Let me see. There you go. So it's going to look funny. You go, and then you could feel like there's two little indents when you suck your chin back in. So like this. Hi guys, I make a fool of myself just to help y'all, just so you know. I feel completely cheesy. But you're also going to press in those indents back there. And as you press, we're just going to deep breathe and relax. And so you can kind of go through this cycle of you press inside your eyes, which is harder for me because I have nails. So I'm like going to jab myself in the eyeball, but it's literally kind of like right around your tear duct. I know, I'm like, and it says tear duct, temples, eyebrows, back of the neck. And so just kind of pushing those pressure points. This is the next pressure point. My dad used to do this and oh my God, it hurts. I remember being a kid and he'd like, but what you're going to do is you're going to feel your hands and you're going to feel, let me see, there we go. This kind of soft pad right here. And so you're going to feel, and this one feels pretty good to me. This one, actually, my right side feels a little bit, it's going to feel a little bit more puffy. And the one that feels more puffy and kind of like heavy is the one, oh, someone said, yes, the hand, it works. Yes. And so make sure you're doing the one that's feeling more puffy. I don't know if you guys can see, but this one feels more puffy to me. It feels bigger. And we're going to press right here with the joint of your hands right there. So where your fingers, and you're going to press and hold. You can massage, you can get somebody else. If you have nails like me, this is also a tricky one to do where you're like, but you're going to press and massage, press and massage, press and massage, right? And that's going to help release that. So these are kind of like little trigger points. You're also going to find like your collarbones and kind of go right below here. And you can just tap here, and this is going to help reset your energy. Okay, so tap, 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 tap. And you can press and tap, or you can tap too. So if you're in these points, you can just, if you don't want to press too hard, you can just do a little tapping. And sometimes that is also good for those. The one that I showed, let's see, we press hard for a few seconds and release, and it releases pressure in the head. Yes, absolutely. And so that's one of the first things that I usually try to kind of shift a migraine. Yeah, so they say squeeze, not press. Yeah, so here is definitely a squeeze. You're not going to squeeze your eyeballs, but you can, this is like a squeeze and a massage. You're getting the tension out. So thank you. Someone says I'm strong. Yeah, the collarbone one, this is where you reset kind of like your energy. It's like an energy reset point. So if you just and just reset, that helps reset your energy. You can also, if you're testing your yes and your no, ask if your polarity is reversed, because we're like batteries. I don't have a battery. I swear I was going to grab one before the class, and then, you know, I got stuck with the kids. Not stuck, but we got busy. So pretend this is a battery. This is my little stick. And as humans, we must be connected on the top and the bottom to fully function as a battery, right? And so if something is disconnected, right, the energy is not going to flow. Or if your battery is in upside down, which is your polarity reversed, your energy is not going to flow either. So you can test in and say, is my polarity reversed? So I'm going to ask my body, is my polarity reversed? My body's like, no. And it's not, because I know how to shift my polarity and I know how to become grounded. And so being grounded can definitely help too. So if your body says, yes, my polarity is reversed, we're going to, what we do is we snap in our shoulder to the opposite hip like this, and just do this a couple times to help shift the energy. Go outside, put your feet in the grass, ground. If you cannot go outside, get a spoon. I don't have a spoon, I have a fork, because this is my dinner, guys, vegetables. And it's going to be cold by the time we're done here. But you can use a stainless steel spoon. Usually it's a little bit more comfortable than a fork, but you can rub it on the bottom of your feet, and that can discharge your energy as well and help shift that energy for you. So keeping that in mind is something to discharge the energy. You can ground by touching a tree or a household plant as well. Making sure your energy is grounded. One of the key things I forgot to mention, hydration. And this isn't just about drinking plenty of water, but it's also the kind of water. If your electrolytes are imbalanced, or your water is not a good source of water, it's going to run through you and not hydrate you. So spring water, adding electrolytes. I don't have my electrolyte powder, it's over there, but I have an electrolyte, like a sugar-free electrolyte powder that I add to my drink, alkaline water or water like that is very helpful. You know, and yes, hugging the trees. So making sure that you're hydrated properly. For me, I'll either add the electrolyte, or like I have this thing I got from IKEA, because if you guys don't know, I love IKEA, and I add Himalayan pink salt, just a little bit to this whole thing. I think I added like 1/4 of a teaspoon for the whole thing. And that can help balance it, because if your electrolytes are off, your energy is not going to flow. Do I use moon water? Yes, I have done that. Laura says she started electrolytes after a session. Hopefully that's helping you, Laura. I actually have a bottle, a different bottle in my bathroom that I have written like affirmations like love, kindness, healing, that I take and I put it out in the moon. And I'll actually put like amethyst crystals at the bottom of it. And you have to be careful, guys, if you're putting crystals in your water. Some are not water safe and some can be toxic. So make sure that if you add any crystals to your water, that they are safe. But yes, I have done moon water, and I think it's very healing. And if you guys want to know more about the healing power of water, I'm going to show you this book. I am so cluttered desk mess today. This is one of my favorite authors and healers ever. Masaru Emoto is a Japanese doctor who actually is a pranic healer. So I'm also a certified pranic healer. And what he did was studied water and the healing effects of water. And he also did, if you guys have ever heard of the rice experiment, same doctor with that. And so this is actually his rice experiment. You guys can see he wrote good words and kind words on this rice. On this rice, bad words and hateful words. And this rice molded and turned black. And this one stayed more fresh. And so keeping in mind that your body is 80% water, and what you speak to it can heal it. The wavelengths and the hertz of the healing, and he calls it hado. And there's different healing energy connected with water and the foods that you consume. And so that can shift your energy well. So if you guys want to learn more about him, It's The True Power of Water. He has actually multiple books. I have another one that's buried under stuff, so I won't show you, but just that's his name, Masaru Emoto, and you can see he's got free videos. He's actually passed away, but his work is very profound. And water is going to be really key to helping you guys heal migraines. And so I'm going to go into a little more depth on what I showed also on the TikTok video. If you are currently in the state of having a migraine, and I forgot to bring my ice pack, so let's just pretend, we'll pretend my crystal is an ice pack, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to put your ice pack actually on the source and location of where your migraine is. So if your migraine's up front, the ice pack's going to go on the front. If it's on back, it's going to go in the back. Wherever the migraine is where the ice pack goes. And then you're going to either put your feet on a warm, like a heating pad, or in a warm basin of water, or in the bathtub. And you're just going to sit like that for 10 or 15 minutes and then kind of cycle. You don't want to keep ice pads on too long because you don't want to freeze your skin or things like this, but you're going to rotate that, and that's going to help shift that migraine for you as well. Essential oils are really good. Frankincense, peppermint, and lavender are great for shifting migraines. Cayenne pepper is going, and you know, this is my non-medical stuff, FYI guys. Cayenne pepper, from my understanding, causes vasodilation and will help open up that. Caffeine also helps with migraines. And there has been times where I've had a migraine where I don't drink soda, but I'll be like telling my husband, go get me a Coke, because the caffeine will actually help temporarily relieve that. So what does it usually mean when your migraine is in your temple? So there's different points of our face, and so different areas mean different things. So if your migraine is over your brows, this is overthinking. Temples is understanding. Right here in the center is your third eye. So this is like, you're like, I don't know. This is like upset, right? Back of the head is that spiritual understanding of the past, or you know, like someone's a pain in my ass, or the spiritual downloads, right? So keep that in mind. So all of these different areas are going to signal different things. So your location is just like when we gain weight, the location of the fat tells us where and what we need to heal within us. So someone on TikTok said, this is my migraines are behind my left eye. So a migraine behind the left eye is going to signify that there is something that is frustrating, painful, and stressful to you that you are seeing within your life. And, you know, so it's like, oh, I hate my life. I hate what I'm seeing. I hate my house. I hate what I'm seeing with my job, or even looking in the mirror and saying, I hate myself. I hate what I see in the mirror with myself. But anything with the eyes is speaking about like what you are seeing within your life that is causing that migraine. It's basically saying there's so much energetic congestion that it is trying to break free from my body and signal the need to heal from this migraine. And so Lindsay says, just like the plant, what we speak echoes throughout us. I am is the powerful affirmations. Yes, the power of I am is vastly important. And remember that your subconscious is designed to keep you safe. So if you say, I am fat, your subconscious is going to go, ah, yes, we are. And we like more of things because I'm designed to keep you safe and comfortable. So you're safe and comfortable. Let's create more of what you like, right? And someone asks, are you a medical medium? Yes, I guess I am, in a sense. So yeah, so it's really, you know, migraines are complicated and simple at the same time. And so when we understand the source of where they are, we can understand more about what we can heal from those. Pardon me, guys. Eating, should not eat and talk because it goes down the wrong tubes. So really understanding that will be important. All right. Now we're gonna have to say we're gonna eat dinner another time. Now I'm totally embarrassed for you. Okay. Now it's also going to be, I know, please don't choke, right? That would be like so horrific if I choked live on Zoom. That would suck. And I'd probably traumatize the hell out of you guys. So, but as you can see, I'm an imperfect human and imperfect things happen. So, we're also going to look at the balancing of our chakras. And typically with chakras, the ones that are affected are the solar plexus and the third eye chakra, or the Anja chakra, are the two that are usually the ones that are connected. So I choke on my own spit. It happens. I do the same thing, guys. Okay, you want to hear a funny story? Well, I'm trying to clear out this shit from my throat. I was on a call with a client today. In fact, Nikki, you're on the call. I'll tell you what happened during your call. I had this little fruit fly that was flying around. It flew straight up my nose. And I'm sitting here going, I have a fruit fly up my nose. And of course, I couldn't really do anything about it. So I just kind of just sat there with the fruit fly in my nose. It was amazing and awesome. So yeah, I am an imperfect human, and I just want to let you guys know that perfection is never something that is necessary to be. And a healer Nikki's like, why did you tell me? Because I wanted to finish your call. We were in a great spiritual moment there, and I was not going to interrupt it, Nikki. So yeah. So keeping that in mind, guys. So back to the migraines things is really finding the source and the congestion, because often it is the energetic congestion of that third eye chakra, which is telling us that when we either need to open the third eye or we need to open the solar plexus chakras and do those work on healing those areas, and learning how to digest and understand. Let's see, someone on the Zoom asked, do auras mean anything specific? Yes. Which auras are you talking about? Aura headaches or just auras that you see around people? Now, crown chakras are typically not connected. Somebody asked also, are crown chakras connected with migraines? Typically they're not. So guys, your crown chakra is your connection to your higher power, God, creator, spirit, whatever this is. And so that is a personal journey and a personal healing thing. It is rarely actually connected with actual migraines. It's usually that Anja, or so Anja is the forehead chakra, the third eye chakra, or the solar plexus is typically the three areas that you guys see having that in. So how do we open our third eye? So our third eye is our knowing. It is our understanding. And so I've always had an open third eye, which caused me a hell of a lot of problems. I was just looking for my notes here when I was a kid, because I always knew the truth, even if people are like, no, that's not true. That's not true. No, it is. And so it is kind of a journey, because it is a spiritual connection and the spiritual knowing and allowing that to open. And it's kind of a lot like the crown chakra, and it's kind of a process. So if you guys want to know about how to open your third eye, I can do a class on it, because it's kind of more than we can go into with this class. But just knowing that it is really connected with that. So I'm going to kind of touch on cluster headaches and look at my notes down here about cluster headaches, because someone's asking about migraine auras, and that kind of connects with those. But you know, if you're seeing auras, it's literally you're seeing energetic congestion within your body. So those auras are showing that you're kind of seeing that energetic congestion, and it's trying to move out of your body. So yes, and you will know if your third eye, as someone said on TikTok, I knew because I saw spirits. Yes. So you will see spirits, but really you're going to know the absolute truth. Like you're going to just, and this was one thing I've always struggled with, guys, is that you know the truth even if people are lying to you. And it's another reason why I don't watch the news anymore, because I'm like, it's all lies. You can tell truth from fiction very quickly. And it used to get me in trouble all the time. I remember I got in trouble, I think it was third grade. And I told someone they were a liar. My parents got called in and they're like, your daughter's the meanest kid in class. She's always calling people liars. And I'm like, and they're like, well, that's not mean, but yeah, it would get me in trouble. And it also kind of affected how I could trust myself, because people were like, oh, you're not, that's not true. That's not true. Even though I was like, no, I know this is true. And you'd find out later it was. And I'm like, I knew it. So it's, part of that third eye is learning to trust yourself. So let's go back into cluster headaches. Cluster headaches are just an amplification and a lot of congested. Isn't it true you have to be healed to have your third eye open? Absolutely not. Nope. Nobody has ever, this is one thing I want to pause and tell you guys, no one is ever completely healed, ever. It's a constant state of balancing and healing. And if anyone ever tells you that they are completely healed, they're freaking lying to you and they're trying to deceive you. I'll just tell you that one. You do not have to be completely healed. I am still in the process of healing things within myself, and my third eye is pretty freaking open. Right. And it is sometimes actually the most broken people that are the most spiritually connected. And I have actually found that the people that have some of the strongest gifts are the ones that have been through the most trauma and have the most healing work that actually needs to be done. And so, yes, if anybody ever tells you they're completely healed, or they're all knowing, or they're like the highest power, and you should listen to them, run away, like quick, run away, far away. Back to cluster headaches. So similar emotions, right? Frustration, criticism, anger, suspecting people. So being like, oh, I suspect that person's going to backstab me. So being very suspicious of people is connected to cluster headaches, which can connect to being guarded and guarding yourself, protecting yourself, overly protecting yourself, and overprotecting who you are. Thinking too much, holding on to disappointment in yourself or others. Sorry, guys, I'm just reading my notes here. Wanting to stand up for yourself, but not knowing how. Feeling attacked or criticized from all directions. Here, there, everywhere. I'm not good enough, really. I am not good enough. And so everybody's attacking me. Too much going on. I'm overwhelmed. Everything in my life is coming at me and I don't know how to handle it. Cluster headaches, right? I don't know when to stop. I don't believe in myself. Are all emotions connected with cluster headaches? And so, if we find the emotions, we can heal them, right? And so we start with healing the emotions. So, the biggest things with cluster headaches is saying, or any headaches, is saying, why am I frustrated? Why am I stressed out? Why do I feel like I have to be suspicious of people or on guard? Why do I feel attacked or criticized? Why am I allowing people to create internal conflict and resistance and upheaval in my life? All of these things, all of these emotions are signaling stuff that we can and that we need to heal. And so I have always said, guys, if you heal the emotions, it's going to clear the way for the physical to heal within you, right? We're going to open up the ability to say, okay, I'm open to healing. And so when you have a physical imbalance, and we talked about this last week, but I'm going to grab my little book and show you all the picture again. I actually made some graphics for those of you that are in my Spirit Fluent Healing course. There's some special graphics that'll go with this. So you guys are actually going to have real graphics to look at. But looking at like what's disrupting my auric field, where are those emotional disruptions? And when you have these disruptions, there's weakness. And so when we clear those out, we allow the physical body to restore back to its original form. And that original restoration is going to be what helps us to heal and become rebalanced. And so those migraines are basically saying our life is imbalanced. We need more balance. We need to be able to heal. And so really focusing on how we can heal the emotions that surround the migraines, as well as the physical, is going to be key. And so while migraine seems simple on the surface, there's actually a lot deeper digging that needs to happen. And so look at, do I have childhood trauma? Have I been dealing with like a narcissistic boss? Where is that source? Let's see, how do we know what we need to balance? I thought I was healed and balanced. Yeah, so everybody has something different, guys, that we need to heal. And remembering this, that your subconscious, which resides in your heart, is designed to keep you safe and protected. And one of the things the subconscious believes is that everything that happens in the past is still currently happening, unless we tell it this has not happened. And so often we're like, okay, I go through this process in my mind, I've healed, I've gone to therapy, I've done these things, but why are these things still coming up for me? Why is it still disrupting my life? And it is because we have not yet told and spoken to our soul and our subconscious saying, we're healed, we're safe. This is no longer happening, right? This is no longer happening. Do you need to open the bottom 3 chakras before the upper chakras? No. I often actually do a lot of throat chakra healing, which is here, versus the other. You know, the only chakras that I don't personally open is the crown chakra. And that is because I have the belief that your crown chakra is your connection to God, creator, and spirit. And that is a very personal journey, and your spiritual connection to your higher power is your journey, and no one should ever open that for you. So really keep that in mind. When you're evaluating your headaches, look and journal about them and say, where's the source of the stress, the tiredness, the seriousness, too much going on, and what can I leave and what can I let go? And someone on TikTok says, okay, I need to talk to Night Hero me. Yep. Go back and talk to that person. Go back and say, hey, you, let's heal this. For me, I actually went back, and this is actually really profound, guys. There is this study that was done, and it was, sorry guys, we have my kids' school. It's going, let me hang up with them. Because I'll call back later, they're not at school. But it is looking back, and so there was a study done, and if you're not Christian, just please listen to this despite that, right? Okay, because I don't want the belief system to shift you away from the message from this. And so they did this study where they took 100 people that were getting ready to have surgery, and they had healers and other people pray for these people getting ready to have surgery. And 50 people got prayed for, and 50 were the control group, and they did not get prayed for. They found that the people who were being prayed for had dramatically better surgery results, healing faster, died less, everything like this. And so, pardon me, I'm getting distracted. And so the real kicker to this, guys, was that they prayed for people that had surgery 20 years in the past. 20 years. 20 years. Their healing prayers, and these are randomized groups, literally affected the outcome in the past. And so for me, one of the things I've actually very recently started doing was praying for my childhood self, praying for the first moment that I remember that first trauma, and going back and praying for myself. And I have people ask me all the time, oh my gosh, how do you turn out not completely psycho and crazy with all the trauma you've been through? And now I understand that it was probably because I was praying for myself, and that I was sending this back and this healing backwards in time. So go back to that original source, go back to your original trauma, and send prayers and comfort and love. Ask angels to come sit with your childhood self and protect you. Someone asked, how do we begin to open our crown chakra? It is starting your spiritual journey and speaking with Creator and God and, you know, the universe, and really connecting this. You know, how did they separate the groups? The results changed before and after. the experiment. You know, guys, I'd have to look back on all the specifics, but basically it was a randomized thing. They just randomly broke up 100 people and they're like, here's a list of names, pray for them. So I'll have to look up the study, and if I find it, I'll put it on my website or connect it. For those of you that are in my Spirit Fluid Healing group, I will put it in your call replays, so you guys can find that information and look it up. But you know, a lot of these headaches things are just, it's self-criticism, self-sabotage, and validation of self, judgment of self, overthinking. And, you know, if we can find the sources, we're going to heal. And so, you know, I know everybody was coming on it wishing for a really magic treatment, but really I want to underline that it's the emotional healing that's going to start. Now, another thing, you know, another migraine healing technique you can do, which goes into more of a pranic healing, is that we can sweep through our energetic field. And so sweeping through, you know, energetic hygiene is going to be important, but it's a self-healing technique of actually shifting your own energy. And this is the last technique I want to teach you guys, is focusing in on your source of your headache. Now, either having a bowl of salt water, some incense, or envisioning like a purple flame, you're going to sweep through and envision, I am sweeping through the energy and I am pulling all the dirty energy off and sending it either down to that bowl, to the incense so the smoke can take it away, or into that purple flame. And so often I use the purple flame because, you know, I'm busy, I got kids and I don't have time to go light some incense or do these things. So I'm just sweep, sweep, sweep. And you're envisioning throwing that dirty energy away. Sweep, 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 throw it away. Sweep, 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 throw it away. And really, it's just a lot of sweeping through your energetic field. We never really want to directly send energy to the brain. So afterwards, we're just going to surround our head and some clearing green light. You know, and let's just make this a meditation. Let's just go through this. You guys want to do that? Yes? We'll go through a meditation for headache. Let's do it. Okay. I don't know why I'm explaining this when I can do it for you guys and show you exactly how it works, and then you can take it with you. So are we ready? Okay. So everybody, let me just set my books over here. We're going to recenter. We're going to deep breathe. If you guys don't know about deep breathing, in through your nose, out through your mouth, goes all the way in, expanding all your lungs, all the way down to your stomach, and then pushing it out. And we're going to do that to recenter our brains, recenter our energy, and just kind of rebalance, because, you know, I'm kind of bouncing all over the place. And so I like to recenter back in. I'm not that Zen master guru type, guys. I'm more of the weird, wacky, spiritually irreverent type. So we're going to deep breathe in together, and then we're going to just do the visualization and healing together. And this will be fun. So if you have a headache right now, let's work on releasing it. And if you don't, just try to remember and mimic the techniques with yourself when you do. So deep breathe in the nose. We're going to get started here, guys. Ready? And just breathe with me. So deep breath in, 1. Hold and exhale. 2. 3. And as you continue to deep breathe, let's focus on the source of your headache, if you have one now, or if you commonly get headaches, focus in on that area, even if you're not currently feeling pain. And so we first focus in on our perception, our reality, and we're going to send gratitude to your body, gratitude to the head. Thank you for helping us understand, process information, gain knowledge. Thank you for the awareness that our migraine and headache brings to our reality, and helping us understand more about who we are and what we need to heal. And so we'll start in with a beautiful mint green energy. And like a cloud of healing dust, it's going to sweep through, encircling your head, clearing, regenerating, and healing as it removes the stagnant energy and pulls that away. And we'll send that over to a beautiful purple violet flame as we watch the pain and the stress and the overwhelm dissipate. And again, we're going to go around as that green light shifts to a white light. And that white light is going to fill, energize, and repair any cracks, crevices, or holes within your energetic space. Continue your deep breathing. And we're going to shift that light from white to blue, gently healing, rebalancing, clearing the inflammation, taking the heat, the pain away with its gentle, soothing blue rays. And that blue is going to shift to a very gentle, light gold energy, like little sparkles of stardust. It swirls around, healing and regenerating. I'm going to take a deep breath in. We're going to sweep 5 times over the forehead, clearing the Anja chakra, gently clearing, regenerating, restoring, and healing. And we'll take that energy and throw it into that purple flame. We'll shift that energy and tension away from the brow line, the overthinking, the congested thoughts, the judgments and pain. We'll shift and clear the temples, sweeping gently over the temples, restoring and rebalancing, relieving and healing, bringing more understanding and peace. As you continue to deep breathe, we're going to move down to the solar plexus chakra. We're going to gently sweep away any congestion, stagnant energy, dirt, mud, whatever is congesting that solar plexus. We're going to allow it to open completely, to heal, to release and restore, sending that stagnant energy to that purple flame. Continue to deep breathe in. Allow that solar plexus to open as we send a beautiful yellow golden light to restore, regenerate, and heal your solar plexus. That shifts to green to cleanse out just a little bit more. Blue to gently heal. Back to the green and then back to yellow. And finally, we go to white, sealing that solar plexus, regenerating, healing, rebalancing, and restoring. Now, finally, focus in on your heart. We speak with your subconscious. We ask it if there's anything else that you need to know. If yes, release anything else that is a source and cause. Restore, rebalance, find peace, kindness, gratitude, and balance as we release any other retained emotions. And as you continue to deep breathe, your heart generates a beautiful white light, that pulses through your arms, up through the top of your head, down through your feet, and then swirls around you in a beautiful white healing light, focusing around your head and your auric field as it seals, completes, and corrects any other defects in that area before it gently moves through the rest of your body, healing and rebalancing, regenerating and restoring. It connects down to the earth and releases the pain and energetic buildup. And take a deep breath in. Feel gratitude and thankfulness for the healing you have received, for your body's ability to continue to heal, continue to rebalance, restore, and release your headaches. Then I'd like you to speak with your body, repeating after me. I permanently clear all negative attachments and emotions connected to my migraines, to my headaches, from my perspective, from my forehead chakra, from my solar plexus chakra. I permanently clear backwards in time, forward into the future, sideways, up and down. I clear all layers with all I clear all layers on all levels. With perfect gratitude, I love my body and allow it to restore, rebalance, and heal as it is originally intended. My body can heal itself. Take another deep breath in. Tell your body thank you. And when you're ready, you can refocus, come back to the room, recenter, and allow yourself to come back and dissipate the energy, wiggle your toes and your fingers, bend, allow your body to kind of crack. You might find that if your body is cracking and popping, those are areas of retained energy. So kind of wiggle that out. You can kind of like wiggle your feet. You might want to take a walk after just to dissipate any energy or touch a tree or the ground or something like that to kind of heal and release that. So how is everybody feeling? Anybody with a migraine or a headache who is on? How is that feeling? Is that feeling any better? Does anyone notice something they want to talk about that happened during the meditation? Either on Zoom, we can unmute and you can talk, or let's see, we have somebody on TikTok. Sorry guys, I'm kind of getting old and blind here. Mia says, this couldn't have come at a better time. I've been getting horrible migraines. Oh, so awesome. Trina on Zoom says that she's releasing with tears. That's amazing. Let's see, Mia Mama says, I'm not going to lie, I feel way different. That's amazing. The famous Cam says, I had one that started dying down. And then let's see, I had Dirty D, that's a fun name. I feel better, actually fell asleep, and then a lot, but let's see, cracking and popping. Someone said they fell asleep. Love and light to all. Everybody's saying thank you. Carly says, I feel more relaxed finally. It's been days. I felt foggy and stressed. Oh my gosh. Well, this is awesome. Woo. Sorry guys, my ego is like, did I actually help anybody? I hope I did. So I'm really grateful for that. Lindsay says, I feel nausea a little strongly now, a little better. So if you feel nausea, definitely make sure you're hydrating and releasing that. And I'm really looking into that, because sometimes the nausea is because the energy was so intense. And so that's a sign that we need to pause and just heal and rest, maybe do a cleansing bath. Everybody on TikTok is like, migraines are feeling better, sinuses feel like they're opening up. Well, awesome. I'm so excited. Yeah, and I'm trying to do meditations. Those of you that are in my healing group, I know you've been waiting for me to do the meditations. I'm trying to get those done, guys. It's been more difficult than I anticipated to get those recorded for you guys, but I am working on that. And so someone says they released the tears and tension was relieved and my ears started ringing. Hug 19-year-old me. Oh, that's so awesome. And everything is pulsating, but no more pain in my head. Guys, I love it. You guys are so awesome. Like it is seriously, like, I will tell you guys, I've said this before. I I was at this point where I was like, I knew I had these gifts, but I didn't know how to help. I apologize, guys. My son's calling me, which he's at his grandparents, which probably means he's ready to go home. Um, but I had these gifts and I didn't know how to use them and help people. And it was very frustrating for me because I didn't know how to find the people that I needed to help. And so I had this moment, and a lot of you guys have probably already heard the story before, but I just want to solidify that you guys think that I'm helping you. You guys are helping me, because I was in this like really upset point where I was getting depressed because I was like, what's the point of having gifts that I can't share and help people with? What's the point of knowing these things when I can't do anything to help people? And I got to this point where I was like, okay, God, I got gifts. If you want me to help people, bring them to me, because this is, I don't know where to find these people. I give up. And it was that moment of surrender where I gave up. And guys, like in January, I had like 1,400 people following me on TikTok. And now there's like 6,500 of you. And it blows me freaking away, because my kids still don't listen to me to this day, but I have all of you beautiful people that let me help you and heal you. And it makes my soul so happy. So happy. And I'm grateful for you guys. Like, I know you guys come here for me to help you, but you guys are really helping me. And I just want you to know, and let's see, the famous Cam says it helped a lot because I really don't want to take medicine anymore. And so just remember, guys, I'm not a doctor, can't diagnose, treat, or prescribe. So make sure that if you're on a medication that your doctor prescribed, to work with them to go off of it, because I'm not allowed to take you off of it. But I seriously hope that you can go off your medication, and remember, guys, that every Friday I have free healing classes. You can sign up. Let's see, on my website. Let's see. Are all your free healing classes going to be in TikTok Live for the time being? Yes, they will, because I am trying to set up a new system, and for whatever reason, it's not sending out the reminder emails, and we're trying to figure out what's going on. So definitely for the time being, they'll be live. What we did last week was basically, if you came to the Zoom Live, they got priority because they signed up and they've been waiting. And then we just go to shift to the people who haven't been waiting on Zoom. We do everybody on Zoom, and then we move over to the TikTok people. I'm still trying to figure out how to balance and help as many people as possible. So someone's asking, can we rewatch this somewhere? Yes, it's all my call recordings go into my Spirit Fluent Healing membership group. And it's, guys, it's like $10 a month right now. I have my friend Beth who's helping me set it up. And she's kind of in charge of it, and she wants me to raise the price, but I've been kind of fighting her on it because I'm like, I want to keep it very cheap and very affordable. And so it's like basically the cost of Starbucks every month, and all the call recordings go there. And then where are the printouts? Some of you beautiful peoples, let me show you. So every call recording also has printouts. So I'm just going to show you guys. This one I didn't print in color, so I apologize, it's not as fancy, but they actually are in color. And so they come with a printout that's kind of like the stuff that we talk about. So this one was from the healing anxiety class, and it's tips to overcome anxiety. There's journal pages that you can download you can put them in a journal and use these to kind of help journal on your spirit journey. I tell everybody, get a little binder and put them in. So all call recordings come with little printouts. And eventually, when I figure it out, I'm also going to do little short meditations to go with each one of them as well. So you guys can do that. And so what the Spirit Fluent Healing membership is that you get all the call recordings with the PDFs. I feel like a salesman. God, I hate selling stuff, guys, but I also have 7 kids and need to heal, like eat food. And if you can't tell, I like to eat too. So you have all of that. We also have a Facebook group, which I'm not a huge Facebook fan, but it was the only place I could figure out to put this. So for there, it's now where you guys have access to me. You can ask me questions. We post. Um, there's some beautiful people in there right now. Like everybody's amazing with that group. So you have the Facebook group, and then we have 3 calls a week with me where we have a Q&A call. We talk about specific topics. And then every Saturday, I'm going to be bringing in guest speakers. Like my mentor, Dan, who is an Ojibwe Nation medicine man, is going to be one of our speakers. My naturopath and energy healer, who's one of the only people I trust my energy, Dr. Becky, is going to be coming to speak to you guys. And then there's also modules to go through. Where is my notebook, guys? I'm sorry, I'm so disorganized. Here it is. I'll tell you the other things. And then starting in May, as I like jack up this, what are we doing? So we have how to listen to your body, how to be willing to change, how to shift your reality, how to create healing beliefs and thoughts, embracing change, how to reset your subconscious, forgiveness work, protecting your energy. And what else do we have? General release, how to ground, balance, healing beliefs, a lot of stuff. And so it's kind of like this thing where we're going to be continuing to add new stuff. And so when you join the course, it's on my website, spiritfluent.com under courses. And it's the first thing, it's like the healing thing. You just click the pink button to join, and that will sign you up. And yes, we're learning spiritual gifts. Thank you, Lindsay. We're also learning about how to open up and unlock your own spiritual gifts. So there's going to be a lot of stuff in there. And you just go in to the website, click join, it'll sign you up, and then it'll send you all the links on how to go to the Facebook group and things like that. I eventually, because guys, Spirit Fluent was intended to be an app and like a gathering space for spiritual humans like you. And so eventually I'm still going to develop that app, and Spirit Fluent and the courses will shift over there, and there'll be free content and like free social media connections where you guys can connect and talk. And then there'll be the paid access content as well. And I'm not there. It's probably not going to happen for like a year or more. It's going to take a while, but hopefully that helps you guys. I am doing the best I can to try to figure out how to help as many people at once. I know there's a massive wait list, and this is the best way I can help. Let's see, Trina. Oh, Trina's so sweet on Zoom. She says, I can't seem to focus or meditate or visualize without your soothing voice and energy. I will join for sure. That is so awesome. Thank you, Trina. I love that. And Carly says, you're doing amazing. Thank you. Like I said, you guys help me just as much as you think I help you. And I, it's very interesting for me because I kind of like, I'm like trying to share myself with you guys and I don't know how. And, I own a baby products company, and I know how to sell physical products, and I know how to like, hide behind things like this, but it's very vulnerable for me to just be out here and sharing myself and my stuff with you guys because, I don't even share all of my gifts with you guys. I kind of, I'm scared. Like I said in one of our calls, I'm like, if Men in Black ever show up to my door and I disappear, guys, come look for me in Area 51, because it's one of my biggest fears is that they're gonna like come and try to study me and poke me and prod me. But then of course, you guys, if you have questions and stuff, come to the classes. That's the best way to get in touch with me, is to come to like the Friday healing classes, or like we have classes. So Monday and Wednesdays are always on specific topics. Those are listed at the bottom of my website so you guys can see. So you go to classes kind of underneath the healing course, it'll list all the upcoming classes and what's coming. And so you can see what's happening on what days. And you can sign up for reminders, which I know they're not working right now. We're trying to figure this out, but just sign up anyways, because that will help. Someone says, teach me your ways. Eventually, once I get this stuff figured out and sorted, I have plans to teach you guys basically how to open up your own healing abilities and to use your own spiritual gifts and powers to kind of heal and work like I do. But right now I kind of have to take things a step at a time. And the first and foremost is doing things that can support the people that need help and healing. Because there's just so many people, like I have a list of like 3,000 people that need my help, and it freaking crushes my soul. that I can't help everybody. So, you know, if you guys want to work with me, like what I'm going to say is just first start with it's called Becoming Spirit Fluent, which is the Spirit Fluent Healing course. Start with that and start learning a lot of the stuff I'm going to teach you there. And then eventually I'll open up and say, hey, anybody, I actually have a couple people I'm mentoring with their spiritual gifts right now. And, you know, eventually I'll open up to more people and I say, hey, it's time to open up, and I will let you guys there. So yeah, as Allison says, I'm one of the 3,000 waiting lost for medical. Yeah, I'm trying, guys. I started getting sick and it was burning me out like so bad. So what I'm gonna do, since we're kind of done with the the headaches thing, so I'm going to release the call for Zoom. Anybody that's on Zoom that has questions not related to the headache and healing class, come hang out with me. I'm going to hang out with TikTok for about another 15 minutes to just answer random questions. But thank you, Carly and Tarina and Lindsay, for your comments. And we're going to work together on getting you guys where we need to. So everybody on Zoom, thank you very much. Love you guys. If you're in the Spirit Fluent Healing group, please post in the group and tell me how you like today's class. And we'll talk some more to TikTok. So if you guys want to shift over to TikTok, you have questions not related to migraines, head over there and ask me questions. So I'm going to end the Zoom call. Have a beautiful night. Love you all.